What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm so excited to bring you guys the introduction to my project pan for the 2024 year. This year, I think I'm going to be doing project panning just a little bit differently. So in this particular project, I am going to focus exclusively on my makeup products. So products that I put on my face to create whatever it is a full face for that day. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do a second project pan that's going to be all about beauty products. So just other things that I tend to kind of collect in abundance and just kind of keep track of that, just making sure that my numbers are good. So that's the real premise for me this year with my project pan. I just want to continue to use products that are older in my collection, get more understanding of some of the newer products in my collection, and just overall enjoy what I've already picked up and not necessarily pick up any more. If you're interested in hearing kind of where I'm at financially when it comes to purchasing makeup, specifically, I do have a video already highlighting that, and I will have that linked down below. And of course, this will be the kickoff for my new playlist when it comes to project panning. But if you are interested in seeing some previous project pan videos, particularly from me, I will have the two respective playlists that I know of down below. But with that said, if you're interested in seeing all of the items that I am talking about trying to hit some form of goal, either completely finishing or just hitting pan, let's get into it. Alrighty, so in previous years, I have done my kind of more makeup focused project pan in a different kind of ways. This year, what I decided to do is just put a whole bunch of products in this project at once at the beginning. And I'm just going to work on hitting the respective goals of each of the products throughout the year. Whether it's just naturally, because I do have certain products that I just naturally reach for every time I sit here to do makeup, or whether it's me physically remembering to target these products, whichever way. Another thing that I will be doing especially this year is I have a kind of a shop my stash section on my desk, and I'm going to buy another kind of bigger component because it is one that it's a modular section. I'm going to buy a bigger component so that I can exclusively have all of my project pan items in that drawer. So I don't have to constantly try to find it. And if I have to get use out of my basket, which sometimes is how I've been keeping the project pan items, I don't lose the products, because that's been another issue that I've had in the past, just losing the products throughout the year. Lastly, but certainly not least, I'm going to try my absolute best to have B-roll kept throughout the year, so it's even more helpful for you guys to see where it has come and not just hearing me say, oh, I didn't have pan before and now I have pan, but actually seeing the transition of the products throughout the year of course 12 months. The last thing I'm going to say, and then we really are going to go ahead and dive in, is I think I'm going to stick to only updating this every 3 months. I feel like sometimes I have a tendency to feel pressure that I don't have anything new, and so I kind of avoid filming the video, and I don't want to feel that way. I want to really enjoy filming every video that I film this year and just enjoying my channel even more than I have in the past. And so for that reason, I'm really going to stick to every 3 months. So you won't get your first update from me when it comes to this project until March. So I hope that's understandable. But yeah, like I said, let's get into it. This year, I wanted to just go ahead and throw a whole bunch of products in. So I am actually going to be doing more or less about 2 items per each category of makeup, just to have a nice abundance and just options. So the first section, of course, that I want to have some products in is primer. And I'm going to throw in my Glow Recipe Blur Drops Serum Primer. Now, this is a primer that I'm hearing more kind of, some people really love it, some people really hate it. I truly enjoy this primer. I find that this does a really good job at controlling my oils, but it has the consistency that I prefer, which is more of a liquid consistency. It's very easy for me to apply this onto my face and just prep my skin quickly so that I can continue on with my full face of makeup or the amount of makeup that I tend to wear that day. So this is a product that I picked up last year as it was released last year. I definitely think that I have quite a bit of product still left, and this has been the product that I've been naturally just reaching for when it comes to primer this year, or late last year, if you will. But I do want to go ahead and just use it. I find that sometimes my favorite products I don't use during the beginning of the usage because I want to keep it long term, and that's stupid. This product isn't that expensive. I can always pick it up again. So this is the first product in this project. Next, I have a product that I've had, I want to say about 2 years now, and I actually really do enjoy it, but I find that I don't reach for it because of the delivery system. And this is the Danessa Myricks Universal Blurring Balm Powder. Really great product. I tend to use this as a primer. You can really just dig out however much you want, whether you use a nail or you use the little spoon spatula thing that they give you, and you just smooth it into your skin. I find that this is one of the better kind of more smoothing and mattifying primers in this type of packaging. I have tried the Tatcha before. It wasn't a huge favorite, but I also think at the time my understanding of how makeup works on my skin just wasn't as good as it is now. So that said, this is a product that I really want to go ahead and just hit pan. I think that I could definitely easily get that done. I do enjoy the product, and because this is not something that I reach for on a annual or consistent basis, I figured the goal of just hitting pan was definitely more reasonable in these next 12 months. So those are the two products in my primer section of this project pan. And if I did not say, I want to completely finish this primer from Glow Recipe. Then when it comes to foundation, I actually have two foundations that I want to talk about. One that you guys have been seeing me use a lot more towards the end of last year and this year after I pretty much did my base collection video. I find that doing those videos, I'm sure like me, I'm sure if you guys just go through your collection, you find there's so many old loves that you kind of forgot about. So this was one of those. This is the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Radiance Foundation in Legos. In Legos, I love this foundation. I think that this does really good at giving me a very skin-like finish, very nice medium coverage finish as well. If you want the details on this and of course all of my other foundations, I did do a full in-depth kind of foundation situation so that you could see all of my foundations and see them kind of lined up against each other. So I won't go too far into that, but I am very excited to just use this product up. It's a really good product, do not get me wrong, but I want to continue to use my foundations, and that's one of the categories when it comes to my base routine. I find that I don't get through enough, and sometimes I can tend to overbuy and hoard. So this is a product that I definitely can see me getting through relatively quickly. I do 2 pumps to do a full face of makeup, and I just want to show you guys here. Now, this is about how much product I have left. So not all that much. So like I said, I'm really excited to not only see me use a product up, but to use a product that I genuinely enjoy and to just keep using products that I genuinely enjoy. A product that I like on occasion, it just kind of depends on the day, if you will, is this baby, and this is the Merit Multi-Stick. Now, I don't say this in the sense that the actual product is bad. The actual product is really good. The one that actually matches my face is Sepia, and this is the one that I actually picked up. The brand sent me another shade that is just too dark for me, so I actually decluttered it kind of from my collection and just shifted it to cream bronzers because I think the actual formula could easily work for a cream bronzer. That said, this is a really old product in my collection. I want to say I've had this somewhere since minimum 2021, and there's still quite a bit of product. I can still continue to roll this up, and as I said before, I will have b-roll so that you guys can see what's going on with these products in my collection, and I just want to get use out of this. I really want to finish this up as well. I think finishing 2 foundations in a year is really reasonable for me. I used to be able to finish foundations every 3 months, and with how much of the Juvia's Place I already have finished, I think that I could easily finish those 2 up. So those are the 2 foundations that I have in my project this year. Once again, concealer wise, I have two different concealers, and concealers is another section of my makeup collection. I find it takes me so long to get through products. I typically honestly don't finish more than one concealer a year. It's just not something that I tend to use a lot of, because I generally use concealer just to add dimension to my face, not necessarily to cover, because I don't really have that big of under eye circles and bags and all of that. So I just don't need all that much extra coverage. But anyways, the first concealer that I'm going to be putting in is the NYX Bare With Me Serum Concealer. This is in the shade Camel, and the thing about this concealer is this is pretty much my skin tone. So on the off days that like I want to put some makeup on but I don't want to do a full beat, I think that this will be great to just do top up kind of concealing and going about my day. And this is just something that I really just don't like the delivery system. I think the actual product is fantastic. Absolutely love this product. But as I kind of got to the understanding at the end of last year, there's so much makeup out there, and I have so much makeup that I can be a lot more exclusive on what I'm bringing in. I can be a lot more critical on why I'm not liking something or why I'm not picking something up. And the actual delivery system of these products is definitely going to be something that I take into consideration this year. And just because of the delivery system of this one, I'm going to go ahead and finish it up. That is definitely a newer concealer in my collection. I want to say I only picked it up maybe late 2022, definitely latest 2023. And yeah, I'm just ready to finish her up. Another kind of more older concealer, this one I picked up in 2022. So that means the NYX I definitely picked up in 23, is the Dior Backstage. Now in my Dior Backstage, I have in 5N, and this is definitely lighter than my skin tone. So this is definitely going to be the concealer that I reach for on kind of more full beat days, because it really works nicely. And this will work nicely specifically with the Juvia's Place. The finishes of these are just very, very similar. The Merit is slightly more mattifying once it's applied, but that's just kind of the thing that happens when you come with a stick foundation. That said, I really like this. I've already finished the foundation version of the Backstage, and I just want to finish up some of the other products that I have in this range, because they've just been sitting and I haven't really been getting a lot of use out of them. So this is definitely going to be the one that's going to take, I think, the longest for me to get through. I think I could easily get through the NYX ones just based on like the amount that I was able to get through just by testing that foundation, that concealer out. But the Dior, I definitely think it's going to give me a run for my money in the next 12 months. And I'm just excited to hopefully finish up 2 more concealers in my collection. Then when it comes to powders, once again, I'm bringing in 2 powders for this project pan, and they're both going to be kind of similar but different at the same time. So if you watch my kind of get ready with me's, watch me doing my face, I tend to use a lighter powder specifically for under eyes, just to keep that brightness in whatever the color that I use for my concealer. And so for that reason, I'm going to be putting in the project my Pat McGrath yellow powder. Now that said, this is actually a really, really beautiful powder, very finely milled. I think it really lays beautifully, even if you're somebody who finds that your under eyes can't take a lot of powder or even just heavy powder. This is what I would say is one of my lightest kind of under eye powders, and I love that it is pressed. So I'm very happy that pretty much my whole collection of powders are pressed. I don't have very many powders in general. Very happy about that. I just want to get more use out of these. I really want to hit pan just to get even more understanding. I really know my Yes Style powder. You guys know that at this point, but I have a great understanding for my Yes Style powder. You guys know that at this point, but I don't really have more than just kind of my review understanding of this. And I want to get even more understanding. I find that the more you use a product, the more you know it, the more it knows you, all of that jazz. So my goal for this baby is to hit pan, which it's going to be a tall task for this particular powder because it is domed. So it is going to take some time for me to really get down to the actual pan, which I think I'll still be able to do. I did, as you guys saw last year, hit pan on my Yes Style powder, and that felt like a tall task for such a short amount of time that I was actually working on that powder. The next powder I want to put into the project is the Dior Backstage powder in 7N. I really like this Dior Backstage range. I do have quite a bit of things, exclusively though in the base routine section. I never tried their powders or their highlighters. I mean, not their powders, I'm sorry, their blushes or their highlighters or even their eyeshadows, but I really like their more base products. So the foundation, the concealer, and now this face powder. This is really, really great. I like it, but it's super old. I mean, this has to be 2019, if not older, and I haven't gotten significant amount of use that you're really seeing pan. That does also come down to the amount of powder that I typically use and the fact that I was going through so many kind of looser powders, but now that I'm exclusively a pressed powder girly, I really want to just get a lot more understanding for both of those products, hitting some pan, getting some usage, so that next year when I do my collection video, you guys can see even more usage and I can give even more perspective on these products after using them thoroughly even more. Now it's time for cream bronzer. If you know me, this is a section that I absolutely love. I love bronzer in all forms. So I have two cream bronzers, and this one is first the Tarte Sculpt Tape in Deep Bronze. Now, if you've seen me showcase this on my channel, this is not very deep at all. This is pretty much my skin tone. It does give a very subtle amount of depth, and for that reason I want to go ahead and I kept this because I knew I could get use out of it, and I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. There's not much product left in this actual packaging. I foresee me easily getting through this product because I have to use so much of it in each application. I would not repurchase this personally, but I was happy at the fact that I was able to try the actual formula. I definitely would love to see Tarte come out with even more shades, and that said, of course, Charlotte Tilbury come out with more shades as well, just to extend the range and the capability of skin tones that can try this product. And like I said, I'm happy I was able to try it, test it out, review it for you guys. But now that I have, it's nice. I do like it, but it's not really ticking all the boxes that I prefer in my cream bronzers. And once again, I can be picky now. So why keep something? Why let it go bad? I'm going to use it and get rid of it. Last, for my cream bronzers, I have my ABH cream bronzer in Hazelnut. Now this is another one that I just want to hit pan. This is definitely going to be an easier goal. As you can see, I have quite the dip already in this product. I picked this up, I want to say 2022, and I got so much use out of it. 2023, towards like the middle, I started to kind of use less and less of this because I was reaching for my Rare Beauty on the Horizon more. It's just an easier application method, and I really like this product, and I don't mind the application method. It was just something that one was easier, so why not? But anyways, I do want to hit pan. This is the perfect undertone, really good depth for me as well. And yeah, this is another product that I just want to hit pan just to get even more use once again, so that when it does come to my collection video again, I have even more use to show for on all of my products. So coming in with, of course, two powder bronzers. I'm going to start with the powder bronzer that I've not been able to stop using since I picked it up, and this is the Haus Lab Deep Level 11 gel bronzer. This is a bronzer that I've gotten so much use out of. I mean, just honestly a ridiculously good amount of use out of it, and I've enjoyed that use. The finish is great. I think this continues to allow my skin to have that more skin-like finish. It's not super matte, which I truly appreciate. This undertone is great, and I find that this layered on top of pretty much any cream bronzer is just phenomenal. It's perfect for me. I do prefer to set my cream bronzer zones with an actual powder bronzer. If I want it to be less heavy, I will put a powder, a normal face powder in between, just so that this product isn't picked up as much. But I find that this product is not so red based that it's so jarring on my skin like I used to do when it came to my bronzers. My second bronzer, powder wise, is actually an oldie but a goodie, at least in my collection, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury powder bronzer. I have mine in the shade 4 Deep. I do believe this is the darkest shade in the powder bronzer, and in case you're wondering, in the cream, I'm actually shade 3. This is great. I really like this. This does have a more red warm undertone, but I really like this formula. I love the color and it just works. And I loved it in immediate, and I reviewed it and I said it was great. And then I kind of put it away. So I want to really get some significant use out of this baby. I want to hit pan on both of my powder bronzers. Once again, powder bronzer is one of those categories where I can hit pan. I really can. And then I can use up the product. And it generally takes me about a year to 2 years to do the pan and then finishing up the product. And so I want to kind of introduce some more pans in my collection so that maybe in 2025 I can feel comfortable finishing those products and maybe even subsequently purchasing replacement for the Charlotte Tilbury, and then, well, the replacement pan for the Charlotte Tilbury, and then a full-on replacement for the House Lab. So 2 very, very good powder bronzers that I'm loving. For blush, since I know this is a category that definitely takes so long for you to get your usage and really to get to the goal that I'm aiming for, I only did 1 cream and 1 powder. And so for the cream, it's one that you guys have seen before, especially in a project pan. And this is my Half Magic Only Drama Cream Blush. I have unfinished business with this blush. Okay, this was in my project pan for the last 4 months for 2023. I got so close, I felt like, to actually hitting pan. I was able to show you guys in my b-roll for that conclusion video that I can actually see the pan even though I have not hit it. And so now I want to not only be able to see more chunks of it, I want to hit her. Okay, so that is my goal. I'm really excited. I'm hopeful that it will be able to happen. Hopefully in 2024. And then once again, I came out with an oldie but a goodie for my powder bronzer. This is one that, like a lot of darker skin people, a lot of people were raving about it. I picked it up, I tried it, I reviewed it, I liked it, and it just kind of sat in my drawer. And this is a shade that I tend to want to gravitate and to pick up from luxury brands because it looks like they're going to release this and they don't, or even more high-end brands. Once again, it looks like they're going to release this type of shade and they don't. And this is Taj Mahal from NARS. I think this shade is beautiful. It's a beautiful, deep, warm, rich orange on my skin tone with some gold shimmer running throughout. And so there's this distinct blush that I can remember from a very recent launch from Chanel. Yeah, I was drooling over it. But I've learned my lesson. Chanel already got me last year. I will not be letting them get me caught up again this year. And so I looked at my collection. I saw this and I'm like, I haven't used this in forever. You got to get more usage out of this. So this is another one that I think is slightly less realistic, but this is going to be another one that I hope to hit pan in. As you can see, there's pretty much no usage. It pretty much looks brand new. It takes a lot to hit pan in NARS blushes. So I'm super hopeful that I was able to get it. And like I said, I think it'll be really interesting to see that combination of those 2 products. I think that could be a really new kind of interesting color for me. And you guys know, I'll mix and rhyme anything. So very excited. As for highlighter, I only have 1 highlighter and it is a powder highlighter. I don't really pan a lot of my cream highlighters. I honestly don't have a lot of cream highlighters, but this is the highlighter that I could think of is one that I would be okay and happy to use for a full-on year, and that has to be the Rare Beauty Flaunt highlighter. This is just a really beautiful highlighter. The texture is great. It is very beaming to the gods, but I just find that this just works for me. And for it to be more of a bronzy color, which is not a color that I used to get so much use out of, I have really enjoyed this formula and this color from the beginning. I have been working on this pretty well last year, so I pretty much don't have a dome really anymore. So it'll be really interesting and exciting to see if I'm able to hit pan on this like I'm hoping in the next 12 months. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on that, but only 1 highlighter in this project this year. Now we get down to the nitty gritty on some of the more kind of accessory type products that sometimes people put in project pan, some people don't. I'm just going to be putting these in. I won't be putting mascaras. Let me just get into it. So brows. I feel like almost like every 3 months, I pretty much get through a brow product, even with how infrequently I apply makeup. And if you're wondering, I usually do makeup about 3 to 4 times a week at max. So I think that putting only 2 brow products in for this project pan will be easy sauce for me to get through. So the first one is actually the one that I'm actively working on right now, which is my Brow Wiz in Ebony from ABH. I will, of course, like I said, have B-roll so you guys can see how much product is left. There is a significant amount of product here. I did just recently open this brow pencil, I want to say in December, so I definitely have a couple more months of usage here. This is a really good brow pencil. I usually stock up on these during the 21 Days of Beauty or something very similar to it where I can get these for 50% off. I refuse to pay very high prices for brow pencils in general. If you don't want to pay for this, even when it's 50% off, I highly recommend the NYX, as I'm sure you guys already know. So that's one product that is in my brow routine. And then the other one that I'm going to be putting in this project pan is my LYS Secure Brow Pencil. This is one that I picked up, like I said, pretty much every time I mention the brand. I am affiliated with the brand. I believe they sent me this product, and this is in the shade Deep Brown. I really like this brow pencil, and I just want to get use out of it. Like I said, I don't like to hoard certain things, and this is definitely one of those categories where I don't find a reason to hoard it. I have so many backup brow pencils, and so I just want to get through that and then kind of move on to a fresh one. So I think I can easily get through those 2 brow pencils, and I also put in 2 brow gels. Now this is definitely going to be slightly harder in my opinion. One that I've been getting quite a bit of use out of since I put this in my project pan at the end of last year is my Patrick Ta brow gel. I think that this brow gel has definitely won me over more than I thought it would. I definitely think that there is less product in here after using this for over 40 uses, as was my goal last time. And now I just want to finish her up. I think that brow gels are just one of those things I don't find a reason to kind of keep around for a very long time. I don't really collect them. I don't really try all that many different types. So this is definitely one that I want to just go ahead and get rid of. Finish, you know, it's a nice product. I just don't need excess brow gel. So this is the first one that I'm going to be putting in this project. And then the next one that I think is definitely going to be harder, because I previously had this in a project pan and I failed and I just kind of let it sit in my top drawer, is my NYX The Brow Glue. Now this is definitely one that I don't think I had a understanding. I don't want to even say understanding, but I did not understand the effects of it and really like the effects of it. I believe now, since I've tried it recently, that this has a very similar effect to the Patrick Ta. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my use out of this. This I definitely don't have all that much product left. So I'm thinking I'm going to easily be able to finish these 2 brow gels, and I can already see another one from Merit that's been sitting in my top drawer for quite some time. So hopefully I can actually, you know what? We're going to throw that in here too, because like I said, I'm just trying not to hoard too many things. So this is the Merit Brow Gel. This is not a brow gel that I particularly like. I find that this lightens up the color of my brows hairs, and it doesn't really give me the hold that I like, but I do want to get use out of the product. This was sent to me by the brand, just so that you guys know. And yeah, so 3 brow gel now that I'm going to try to get through in 2024, and I'm very hopeful that I will be able to do so. Then when it comes to primer, I only have 1 primer, and this is another one that I have some unfinished business with. So this is the Laura Mercier All Natural primer. There's not much product left in this packaging. As I said in the conclusion of that video, I literally lost this for pretty much a majority of the project pan last year, which is another reason why I really want to have a dedicated space for all of these products to just sit in. That way I hopefully won't be losing these products. So this is definitely a really good primer. I'm actually using it to prime my eyes today. And if you are wondering what's going on with my eye look. I did film this. This is my membership tutorial for January, and if you are interested, it's only $1.99. Check out down below on the join button if you are interested. I also always have it linked in the description. But yeah, that's a really good primer. It's not as sticky as some of my other primers, but I think it creates a solid base that I can build from, whether I want a super natural look or a colorful look as I have today. Then the last category that I want to talk about is lips. If you guys know me, you know that I have been really very basic, very neutral heavy when it comes to my lip routine. So first things first, I want to get through one of my lip balms. Collecting lip balms pretty much like everybody in 2023, so I want to get through some of them. The one that I have literally at this desk, and I think will be the easiest to kind of keep track of, is my One Thing Lip Essence. This was one of my favorite products that I picked up from YesStyle last year, and I've been meaning to do a video about that. So if you are interested in those things, just stay tuned. I'm hoping to get a video up maybe late this month, if not next month. But anyways, the One Thing lip essence from the brand is just great. It's a really nice lip essence. It's very moisturizing. I find that this is great for like a kind of very effective and quick application mask or just a lip balm, whichever you like to use it. So I'm really happy and I'm hopeful to get through that. I do get through lip balms quite quickly because my lips are always chapped. I'm always drinking something, and so that does tend to wear off the product on your lips, and so then I reapply. So very, very excited to see some usage on that product. Next, I have a lip liner. I've really gotten into lip liners last year, and one of my favorite shades is this baby, and this is the Makeup Forever Lip Artist Pencil in Limitless Brown. I just want to finish this product. You know, I love this product. I think that I get so much use out of it, and I just want to see the length of time that it takes me to get use out of it. I have so many other lip liners that I think I have kind of neglected because this one has truly been my favorite, and I do plan to repurchase when I do finish this. But I do, once again, I want to use the products that I enjoy in the moment that I'm enjoying them. That way, when I do kind of go through and use more products or even buy newer products to my collection, I don't feel as though I'm kind of not getting the use out of the products that I enjoy in the moment. I don't think that made sense. I think I talked around myself at that point. But long story short, I want to use the products that I really love in that moment so that I can finish them and so they don't expire before, I finish them. Then I have two pigment color lip products. So I have one bullet lipstick. I've been preferring bullet lipsticks to any other kind of application method. And this is from Propa Beauty in the shade Believe It. Really, really beautiful, beautiful yellow based lip product. It is actually the lip product that I have on today. Absolutely love this shade. I think it works beautiful with my skin tone. It is just the right depth level and undertone that it doesn't look like kind of concealer lips. I really, really love this. Highly recommend the brand. And I know somebody asked me to do something in depth with Propa Beauty lipsticks. I'm aiming to do that in February, as February is Black History Month in the US, and I am still considering and hopeful to do kind of my Heritage Month series again this year. So just stay tuned in case you are interested in more in depth about the brand. I will do my best with what I already have. Last for lip products is actually from Tower 28. I wanted to throw in a lip gloss because sometimes I want to add a little gloss here and there. And so I figured I would throw this baby in. This is in the shade Almond. I want to say last year I got this in the Christmas duo that they released. So I do not believe that this is a shade that is just available for you to pick up, but it's pretty much a very lightly pigmented brown glossy lip gloss. I really like the formula of this brand's glosses. I've already been through one of their lip glosses in the shade Chill, which was the clear. I just smelled it just to ensure that it did not expire, because some people find that their products expire. I haven't found that yet, but I don't want to wait for it to happen. So that's another reason why I put this Tower 28 in. Plus, like I said, I've been really enjoying brown lips as clearly a brown lip product. And so now I have easily 3 or 4 different combinations of lip products that I can use with just my Project Pan products alone, so that I can continue to have some versatility and variety with my products throughout the year, even if I'm exclusively sticking to my Project Pan items. Last two things are things that I use every time I put makeup on, and these will be another kind of easy give me section that I want to go ahead and finish up. And the first one is my Monica Dar oil control setting spray. This is great. I really love this spray, but this is discontinued. And you know, as great as it is, like I said, it's discontinued. I find that if a brand discontinues an item, I try to get it finished within that next year. I was unable to accomplish that last year, so this is going to be a main priority this year. This is the first setting spray that I apply on my face. I find that this allows all of the powders to really seep into my skin and combine with any creams that I have on my face. So this is going to be an easy finish, I do believe. I was able to get through a majority of this product, as you see, last year, so I definitely think I can get through this year. And with me kind of remembering to use it, I use quite a bit. I spray quite a bit on my face, really to make sure that those powders really mesh well with the creams. And then the last setting spray, I think will be a little bit more interesting to see if I can finish her up, is the LYS Natural Finish Spray. I actually really like this spray. I think it does well. Once again, it's a really nice spray. The sprayer sometimes gets a little finicky, so I do have to sometimes do testing sprays before I apply it on my face. But that said, what I love about this spray is I find that once you spray it, it holds your makeup in place in whatever condition you have it for a very long time. And that's what I really like. I've been able to really test out a lot of these more base products this last half of last year, and that's why I'm able to really confidently say these are going to be products that I'm going to feel comfortable to use for a very long time, because they give me very, very good full faces for a long periods of time, and I don't feel like I have to touch up or tweak this way and that. And that's the thing that really helps me to really ensure that I'm going to use a product for a full 12 months or until I hit my goal. So yeah, that is my 2024 project pan. Quite a lot of products. This is quite a long intro video, and I have a feeling that all of my subsequent kind of updates will be long as well. But like I said, I'm going to be doing them a little bit less frequently this year, just to kind of make sure that there's actually something I can update you guys on, and that I'm feeling very excited about that. With my other project pan that I kind of hinted to earlier, I will still be doing pretty consistent, because beauty products are a little bit easier for me to get through in general. So I feel like it'd be easier for me to kind of give you guys that update. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely comment down below if you're doing project panning. I know a lot of you guys have been talking about spending less money this year, if not spending no money on beauty this year, and really targeting your products. So I would love to hear down below products that you are targeting, and even, you know, if there are similar products in your collection that I have and you have ways of using them that is like less traditional, please let me know down below. Maybe I'll start using some of my bronzers as eyeshadows and some of my blushes as eyeshadows and all of that. These are other ways that you can get through products in a less traditional manner, but still use them. So I would love to hear from you guys down below. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I would love for you to join the fam. And with that said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.